What's up, everyone? Back for another beer review, and today is day 5 of all Imperial Beer Theme Month here on the channel. And the beer I'm reviewing today once again comes from the Goose Island Beer Company, and they are out of Chicago, Illinois, and this is their Bourbon County brand Midnight Orange Stout, and this is the 2018 vintage. So this is a stout aged in bourbon barrels with orange peels and cocoa nibs added. It comes in at 15.2% alcohol by volume, 60 IBUs. At the time of review, this bottle is just over 6 years and 3 months old. So if you didn't check out the vlog that I did about, I think it's actually exactly a week ago, talking about a channel update and introducing All Imperial Beer Theme Month, go check that out. But I'm hoping that this entire theme month is a catalyst for what I have been talking about for many years, and that is Viewer's Choice Cellar Sunday. It's a series that I want to do where every single Sunday I review a beer that you guys vote on from my cellar, and I'm going to review a couple this month that I just picked, and then by hopefully the spring, I will roll out Viewer's Choice Cellar Sunday. My cellar is just a bunch of old beers in a in a single box, no, in a bunch of boxes in the cellar slash basement, whatever you want to call it, and some I have easier access to, and a lot of the recent Bourbon County releases over the past like 5-6 years are definitely some of them. So full disclosure, I have never had this one before. Now, when it comes to cellaring beer, back in the early to mid 2010s, I would like buy 2 bottles of whatever I would want to cellar. I'd drink one fresh, and then I'd cellar the other one, end up typically not drinking it, hence why I have a cellar. However, in like 2018, 2019, I just started buying a lot of these, especially like the Bourbon County releases, just putting them in the cellar, never drinking them. So I never had this beer. That's where the full disclosure comes in. I never had this beer, and that's stupid. I should have had it fresh and then drank one so I know what it kind of tasted like. So I'm thinking the orange, probably gone. Maybe the chocolate is still here. I remember a good friend of mine, fellow beer tuber, Kyle over at No Hype Beer Reviews, he reviewed this back in 2020, and I remember him saying the orange was gone, but the chocolate was like intense. So I'm hoping there's some remnants of the adjuncts in this one. We will see. It is, you know, over 6 years old. I have no idea, but if you have any in your cellar, hopefully this will help you decide whether you should crack it open now or not. Also, when I do Viewer's Choice Cellar Sunday, there's going to be a lot of beers that aren't pasteurized, like the Goose Island beers. I think since 2016 they started pasteurizing all the Bourbon County lineup because of the infection the prior year. So I'm going to open this on camera, but a lot of the Cellar Sundays I will not, because I don't want to deal with a huge explosion, gushing. You know, some of the beers are going to have adjuncts, barrel aged, they could be infected, whatever. And I have carpet in this room, and I also don't want to have to spend half an hour, 45 minutes cleaning up whatever kind of mess if it explodes everywhere. So I'm going to open it over a sink and then come and review it. This one I'm taking a chance because it is pasteurized, so we'll see. Also, it says on the label, develops in the bottle for up to 2 years. That was over 4 years ago. I'm an idiot. Anyway, let's hope it doesn't explode. If it does, I'm going to have to pour it quickly. Holy shit, that is on there. Is it coming out? We're good. And that's pretty much because they pasteurized it. So there's no, all the bugs and everything. It's not going to re-ferment. Wow, that's pouring out like cola. It doesn't look that thick. It kind of reminds me of this year's, what you call it? This year's base, the base of this, where it just didn't look all that thick and rich and viscous. Anyway, I did put this in my darker beer fridge. It's a little bit cooler than the cellar at 54. So yeah, I mean, it's a little bit of condensation on the side glass. Anyway, yeah, that is a dark brown, honestly. That is not pitch black. You're going to probably see pitch black, but when I hold up the light, it has like a cola or root beer kind of tinge at the bottom. I can't generate a head. This is 15.2%, so probably not going to generate a head. Who knows how oxidized this is and how much carbonation it's kind of lost, but it doesn't look like that head is regenerating. There are fucking alcohol sheets on the glass. Like, it is coated in alcohol legs. So yeah, I mean, again, more of a dark brown as opposed to a pitch black. Had about a half to maybe a third of a finger of this nice dark brown colored head dissipated to a thin film. Doesn't look like there's a lot of carbonation. Alcohol legs slash sheets for days. It is what it is. Let's get a nose. Let's hope this isn't horrible. The orange is there. What the hell? I did not expect that. Wow. Like it is, so this is with orange peels. This has more of like a zesty kind of like ripened orange. I don't know. That's crazy. Again, I watched Kyle's review in 2020. I know a lot of beers that get aged from oxidation stuff. A lot of things can happen. I've had beers before where like the adjuncts are like very big up front. Then you age them for a year or two, they fall off. Then like 3, 4, 5 years down the line, they come back. That's kind of what's happening right here. It's from what everybody said, like when they first had this one, it had that like Terry's kind of like chocolate orange ball kind of feel to it. And then I saw Kyle's review and he's like, oh, the orange is gone, but the cocoa nibs are really bringing something to the table. This is orange chocolate, 100%. There is a huge, even though this is over 6 years old, there is an incredibly huge booziness in the nose. It's like stinging my nostrils. But man, that chocolate is like, again, like a really sweet, decadent, like fudgy, dark chocolate. I actually just had some fudge over the holidays, and it was a dark chocolate fudge, and man, oh, it was so good. That's kind of what it smells like. The barrel's here, a lot of vanilla, a lot of spirit. Again, that's where that booziness is coming from. It's 15.2%, but also the barrel is stinging in the nostrils. So yeah, vanilla, spirit. This is kind of like you took a Terry's chocolate orange ball and dipped it into like bourbon. That's kind of what I'm getting in the nose. I'm not getting a lot of like super complex notes. It's pretty much the barrel. There's a zesty orange. There's a fudgy chocolate. I'm not getting like a lot of times with the base and other variants, I'll get like caramelized sugars, so caramel toffee, things brown sugar. I'll get a lot of dark fruit and this and that. I'm not really getting all that. This does not have the complexity that you seek out of a Bourbon County beer, whether it's the base or variant. But man, is it making my mouth water. Yeah, it smells like a boozy Terry's chocolate orange ball. That's what it smells like. I hope it tastes just as good as it smells, because I am shocked right now. I don't know if you can tell, but I am shocked that the orange is still here. I thought maybe the fudge notes and whatnot, I figured the cocoa was going to carry over. A lot of times it does. I'm shocked at the orange. Let's get into it. Cheers, everyone. Recently, I don't know if you're going to be able to tell. You're probably not. If I have my new camera going, you probably can see the goosebumps. I just got goosebumps after taking that sip. It's the second time I got goosebumps after taking the first sip of a beer. And you can call me an idiot. You would be right, but I did. Whatever, it happens. It's just beer. I cannot get over the fact that orange is here. I just cannot. It's a front to back, omnipresent, zesty, orange zest. In the finish, why I said the finish was cool, it intensified on the finish. What I'm left with on the finish is that boozy Terry's chocolate orange bar on the finish, like a bourbon soaked version of that. If they existed, if not, they need to make them. I am flabbergasted. I don't know what's going on. Body mouthfeel. Let's do this review and make this a 25-minute Bourbon County review, because that's how we roll here. Body's a bit thin. It is definitely, it's akin, let's put it this way, it's akin to the base from 2024. It has more of like a low to medium full body. It doesn't have that thickness and richness that you typically get. Probably could be from the aging. Maybe that's how it was fresh. Again, I didn't try it fresh. So the body, from a standpoint of Bourbon County, is a bit disappointing, but it's not super disappointing here, because I think that thinner body actually enhances what I'm trying to get out of this beer with these specific characteristics. So I'm all right with the body, but it is a bit thin. Shout out to Paul over at PA Breweries. The mouthfeel, there is some carbonation here still. It's like mild to moderately carbonated, like smack dab in the middle, a little bit softer. And it's a very smooth on the palate, not really creamy, but super smooth. Like it just has like a nice velvety kind of smoothness on the palate that just kind of coats the palate and then kind of just glides down it. So mouthfeel is pretty awesome. Body's a bit thin. The taste, listen, I don't know how many Bourbon County bases and variants I've reviewed over the years. It hasn't been as many as the aforementioned Kyle, not even close, not even in the remote possibility that I'm in his stratosphere when it comes to these reviews. But this is probably the least complex Bourbon County beer that I may have ever had. Certainly an aged one, but what it lacks in complexity makes up for with like pure enjoyability from the flavors. Like, it's just, again, I'm not going to sit here. I always break it down front, back, middle, palate, this, that, and the other. Front to back. There's a zesty, there's like an orange zest riding above everything. It's like the predominant note, but not too big, if that makes any sense. Underneath that is a huge, I'm talking about fucking huge, just fudgy dark chocolate, a sweet fudgy dark chocolate. There's a minor roasted malt character, very, just very minor, very minute. There's really no caramelized sugars. That's all. There's no coffee. There's no dark fruit. There's none of that. It's just those two flavors. And then on the finish, like maybe about 2/3, three-quarters of the way through the palate, the bourbon hits. It's a quick just a quick like splash of like the spirit. So it's like a peppery kind of sweet bourbon. And then I'm left with oak tannin dryness that is moderate, with an accentuation of vanilla, and that zesty orange kind of hits me again. The fudge, everything just intertwines and is very cohesive on the finish, where it gives me more or less a Terry's orange or chocolate orange bar that is again kind of dipped in bourbon, or if again they made a bourbon version of that. That's kind of what I'm left with. This is pretty dry. That oak tannin dryness, I said moderate. It's a moderate characteristic of the oak, but the dryness is firmly dry. This is a mild to moderate bitterness, probably smack dab in the middle, maybe more approaching moderate. This is rich, decadent, fudgy, sweet, not cloying, pretty well balanced, even though I'm saying all that stuff, because it has enough bitterness and enough dryness to kind of balance it out. I am just shocked. I am absolutely shocked that the orange is here. I thought if you would have said, I'm not a betting man, but if you would have bet me, do I still get any kind of orange in this beer, I would have said there's no way, and maybe not even the chocolate. It is the furthest thing from the truth. I get a lot of chocolate, a lot of orange. And again, it's not really orange peel, more, I guess it's orange peel, it's orange zest, right? So it's essentially similar. This is definitely boozy. Not going to sit here and bullshit you and be like, oh, over 6 years of aging has settled down the booziness or what. I'm sure this was the kids would say, it was hot, a little hot. Fresh, it's still warm. The funny thing is, not on the palate. My chest was on fire. It is now just a general warm kind of feeling. My stomach right now, in the pit, like the pit of my stomach, it's on fire. Like, it just feel like I can feel the alcohol in my stomach. That, like, it's kind of crazy. Yeah, I guess you can. I don't know. I don't know what's going on right now. Is it delicious? It fucking is. This is the way I'll put it. If you like chocolate orange or orange chocolate, we call it orange chocolate around here. It's Terry's chocolate orange balls, I think, or is it orange chocolate? I don't know. My favorite orange chocolate local place here. I've reviewed some beers that they've done collabs with local breweries like Ellicottville. Is called Platters. They're about 8 minutes from my house. And I grew up with their orange chocolate. I would get it every Easter growing up. My parents, that's what we got for Easter. You know, when Christmas came, Thanksgiving, they'd buy all the stuff. But I loved orange chocolate. And I still love their orange chocolate. No one can mess with their orange chocolate. I do love a Terry's chocolate orange ball every single year. However, that is a personal preference. If you don't like orange chocolate, you probably wouldn't buy this beer. But I think I like this more than the average person, only because I love orange chocolate. And the fact that I'm getting both, I cannot, listen, this is me fucking 8 minutes of me just saying how shocked and just like flabbergasted I am that there's orange and there's chocolate in here, despite the fucking, the ingredients and the adjuncts being those two things. But it's also over 6 years old, and it was in a cellar, and I don't know. Oxidation, maybe a little bit. Has a very small, like, kind of stale, almost cardboard finish. Very, very. Here's the thing: if I didn't know this was aged, I probably wouldn't be hyper focused on it. But because I know this is aged, I am. And it's just on the finish. It has a little bit of that like stale cardboardy thing. Sometimes oxidation, I'll get like sherry notes, things of that nature. But it's not super oxidized, thankfully. I don't even know where to rate this. Like, you got to rate it on how you enjoy it. Like, I typically don't rate the style on my channel unless it's like, you know, a style that I don't drink a lot or I think deserves the praise for being a certain style. I had one more sip. This is going to be such a long review. I apologize to everybody who has to watch this abomination. It's just me going, oh, wow, man, I can't believe there's so much chocolate in here. What happened? It's over 6 years old. That's the only reason. But this is absolutely simply fucking delicious. This is all I can't. Okay, I'm not gonna say it again. I just fucking rated this. Whatever. I don't know what's going on. The Bourbon County brand Midnight Orange Stout, the 2018 release or vintage. Go low 4.75, 4.65. Yeah, fucking. What did I just say? I don't know what I just said. I don't know if I want to know what I just said, but I just said it, and here we are, and I don't know what the fuck's going on. And I hope there's people out there that still have bottles of this in their cellar, and they were scared to age them, or they forgot, or sorry, not scared to age them. They weren't scared to age them. They forgot about them, and they want to bust them out just to see how they compare to me. I can't get over that I get orange and chocolate in this. It's over 6 years old. Most adjuncts by that point fall off pretty significantly. The fact that it's very vibrant, my palate might just be terrible. Or maybe it's amazing. I don't know. Maybe all these years I've been saying how shitty my palate is. Maybe I'm fucking, the wonderkin. I'm not. But, yeah, I don't know. This is awesome. Oh, well, they have notes here on the back. Of course, they're going to put fucking gold font on an orange background. What the fuck does that say? Fresh orange zest aroma underpinned by velvety dark chocolate. Okay. Yeah. No, I guess. Sure. Whatever you say, Goose Island. Price point availability. 2018. I don't remember. But I think for many years, and this is probably one of the years, I think the variants of this were like $19.99 in my area. So $20 for a bottle, which compared to the $25 we got to pay nowadays for the variants that are subpar compared to this. Great deal. Availability? No. There is none. You can't really find this unless you have like a random beer store or bottle shop in the middle of fucking nowhere that just is sitting on like these covered in dust. Or maybe somebody has them in their cellar like I did, but they have a bunch of them. Like, you're not going to typically just find this wherever. This is what I'll say. If you have any of these in your cellar, in your fridge, if you've been sitting on one, open it up right now. I need to hear other people's opinions. I do. For my own personal interest, I need to hear what other people think about this one, because I've heard, Kyle say that the orange wasn't there. He still will. I want to just clear this up. Kyle, reviewing this in 2020, still thought this was awesome, and he loved the cocoa nibs. Now, again, I haven't watched that review in a couple years, but I remember him liking the cocoa nib aspect to it and really enjoying it, but he was bummed out that the orange was gone. I don't know what happened, but the orange is back. Over 6 years later, the orange is back, and it's a beautiful thing. 4.65 out of 5 all fucking day long, sons. All right, so again, comment section, if you've had this one before, if you had this fresh, what did you think about this one? If you had it aged, whether it was a year, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, like me, let me know. If you have bottles of this, if you have multiple bottles, crack one now, because you have multiples, right? You can crack one at some point. They say it only develops up to 2 years. Apparently not. I'm just going to take another sip. I'm almost, okay, and I just got a little bit of a cola vibe in there. It's funny, I've gotten more cola vibes from a lot of their variants than the actual cola variant from like 3 years ago. I don't know. All right, I'm going to shut this one down. Again, I always like to apologize at the end of these for these long reviews, but if you follow my channel, you know that I have a tendency to just not review beer properly, not in the 5-6 minutes that a lot of people enjoy. But again, if you're following my channel, you know that that's what this channel entails. It's just long, rambly reviews. And, I mentioned this in a lot of reviews, and a lot of people post in comments, be like, dude, ramble on, have a good time. That's what I do. That's my channel. So I appreciate each and every one of you. Another all Imperial Beer Theme Month in the books, and I can't wait to get Viewer's Choice Cellar Sunday off the ground so I can dive into the cellar and be surprised at beers like this. This is why cellaring beer is fun. It's also fucking stupid. I just want to throw that out there. Cellaring beer at this point, unless you're going to drink it in a year or two and it's not some crazy adjunct beer, it's stupid. I didn't know any better when I started doing that in the early to mid 2010s. You're going to see when I get Viewer's Choice Cellar Sunday off the ground that a lot of the beers are from 2012 to 2015. I was just buying extras of everything, and you're going to see a lot of those beers won't hold up. But maybe some of them will, and that'll be the surprise and shock and awe, just like it was with this beer. So I'm shutting this one down. Check back tomorrow for another all Imperial beer, because that's the theme month this month. And yeah, till the next one. Cheers.